Okay, I didn't look at the game page too much. I got the gist of it. It's like a three-dimensional falling blocks kind of game with uh, what are they calling dodecahedrons and stuff. And I saw it's early access. I just wanted to jump into it, so I didn't look at the game page too much. Give it more of a genuine first reaction there. I'll probably leave these as they are. I do like this transition between the menus. I like how only the one that you're hovering over actually has movement. It is still kind of hard to read what it says. I think the only reason it's hard to read what it says, though, is because it's kind of big. Like, I feel like if I look at my OBS screen recording, it's a lot smaller on that monitor, and I can read it, like, way clearer. So I don't know if that would be easy to do or not with how you set this up, but if the text size was smaller, I think it would be a little easier to read. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna do this top one because I'm assuming this is like the main one, and this is the other alternative mode. Oh, I see. Yeah, I'm doing easy because that's what I should start on for sure. Tutorial, perfect, cool. Okay. Okay, so obviously I have to get it in the hole. I'm just gonna kind of keep moving around. Try to remember what all these buttons do. So it would be something like that, I would imagine. And then those two should be filled, and then there should be one up top that wouldn't be, right? No? Hmm. Maybe I'm supposed to do it on the one below. I can't orient it like that. That seems like it would make sense, just looking at it. Unless I'm supposed to do it that way. I don't know if I can beat the tutorial. I don't know if I can beat the tutorial, man. This looks like it should be right, because those two line up. There's that third one, but the third one, there's only 2 holes in here, so I just figured that third one hanging off would be extra. Alright, well, I'm leaving the tutorial. I'm going to try the actual thing out. Not hard, not hard. No way. I'll turn my headphones down. Okay, I'm just gonna look around before I place anything. What happens if I go down? Okay, keep. I thought that would just fill the gap. So does each falling piece have a height? Is that what the stripes indicate? Like, is this 3 tall? It looks like it lines up there with all 3 of those layers. If I put this here, or even here, it's just going to be massive. So I guess those stripes are the layers, or like how thick it is. Oh, is the hold the next? Is that showing me what's next? Okay. I thought it was like hold. This one's 3 thick there. It's 1 thick on the one to the right there. So if I drop this, it should be as tall as that tall one down there. So it fits snugly there. But the single one off to the top left should fill that little hole there, I would think. But it's also showing the orange on the top layer. But I don't think it should actually be there. Okay, it was. So are they always 2 layers thick? No, there's a hole there. There's a hole. So it was 1 layer, but it was 1 layer in the middle of the 3 layers, so it skipped a layer, then was 1, and then was no layer. That's how I am perceiving this. So it's not like a falling blocks. It's not falling in that way. They're like rigidly connected. If I assume that the one I'm looking at now, the one to the top left, should be at the very top with an empty space under it. looks like it's inverting the layers. But earlier when I placed that empty spot, instead of letting the block on top fall, it's rigid, so it just takes up, like each empty spot is its own space, is how I should do it. It looks like W switches what layers the individual ones are on. Definitely a slower paced puzzle game, so it's good that there's no timer, because with the layers, at least, we have to spend a lot more time with each. I can't do that. I'm assuming there's an outer limit that I can't let it get past. This might be okay. I already have an empty space there, so it's not even worth bothering. That felt like a pretty good move. That it should be okay. I'm still filling up what I need to fill up. And I have this massive piece. which I've done 0, so. I have done 0 on easy mode. I'm kind of curious what the easy, medium, hard modes do. I guess I'll click on those a bit and see. I feel like this one is beyond messed up, and I'm probably not going to be able to make a line on this one. Let's jump to hard and see what happens in hard mode. It's still not clicking in my mind what... I need to observe this real quick. Which layer is white? Which one is brown? Or gray? Well, I guess it doesn't. Okay, so the bottom one is always a white, and then even numbers are gray. Okay, I think that's how that is. Okay. It's just 4 tall. That's crazy. 4 tall. Oh man. Okay, where should I put this? Right here. Oh, I thought the hold in the top left was going to be the next one. Was it the bottom right? Oh no, because the top left didn't move. It would have moved down if the bottom one was what I got next. So maybe that hold isn't the next one, like I thought it was. I hadn't really looked at it until now, but now I need to look at that. These are all the one on the left and the top left alternate lanes. That's the best spot I can cover that. I heard a sound effect. I don't know what that sound effect Three guys lined up here. And the outer ones alternate, the middle ones too. Because they alternate. Put it here. Not right here. Here. I don't think I have anywhere that's like good to put this. There's just not space for a piece this big. And I was doing pretty good too. I don't want to cover the craters though. I can't really see the top, but I think that this is like gonna be fine. It's probably the only place I could have put it. And these are all 1 deep, so that means I can't put them here because they don't fall. This would have been perfect for me, like if they fell. So I've been like planning this space out, but they're rigid, so that won't work. That would give me like a line though, right? So having those 2 holes there might not matter if I just like get the line away. And what am I missing? I'm missing just right there. I have this piece. Still. This looks like a good piece for me. This is like what I needed. Okay, that did not fill that layer, did it? Is this the last one? Right there? That might be the last one to fill the layer. I think that the trickiest part right now is understanding the depth of it. Even looking at the wall here, like when they're separated by this big wall, at a glance it's hard to tell that this layer is like lower than layers from elsewhere, like over here. So something that might be helpful with depth is having a color transition that people recognize, such as like it's kind of spacey, kind of like you're making a meteor mash planet or something. So maybe like the insides can be warmer colored, and the further out you go, they have more colors. And then the orange could be consistent throughout the whole thing. It could be some like bright, flashing, almost like a pulse kind of color, I feel. Just so no matter what layer, you can visually see like where it's going to fall out. I also noticed there's these yellow hexagons. I think that's kind of what you're doing for depth right now, because I can see a little one there. And then they get bigger like the further out. As a new player, I feel like that's not really showing the depth to me well enough though. I actually, for a while, I thought that they were for in relation to what I was placing. Let's try it. I can't see where that would be. Up there. Oh, that was a cool background effect too. I like that. That was neat. PsolTrix. Yes. Okay, these ones are triangles. So I'm curious, how would this work if it was an even-sided polygon instead of one-sided? So the music is rock now. Because it is a little hard to navigate for sure. And I'm wondering if maybe part of that is because they're one-sided. Like if I wanted to, I'm at this block and I go up that way, left that way, to look at what's on the other side. And there's the mirror, I see the mirror, but that's not as useful as like actually seeing it. And I wanted to just quickly return back to where I just was. But because it's odd-sided, it turns into left and right, and then you have to rotate around and like step back to where you just were. And I only moved 2 blocks, and it's kind of hard to get back to where I just was. But again, it's really hard to move around for sure. And I'm wondering if it would be easier if they were even-sided, because then you could have like consistent cardinal directions, and also still be to rotate. This one's a little different from the previous one too, because I'm looking at the point instead of the face. I think in the last one, unless I'm remembering wrong, I wasn't looking at the point, I was looking at the face. Using the keys, you do have it set up in a way that's like easy to remember and like do. Controlling it is still hard despite that. The mouse isn't used for anything in the gameplay at the moment. I'm wondering if there's a way to use the mouse to make it a little easier. Using both hands to control can be a lot simpler. Maybe the mouse. Maybe for the mouse, you could either if you hold like middle button or something, some kind of like thinking mode where you could like rotate around it to look at where all the spaces are, and have like quicker control to look at things and being able to like orient it a lot easier than having to like, you know, go around it like that. That might be something that could make it a lot easier to actually see. Another thing I'm trying to think about as I play this is, oh, I did not mean to do that. That's my bad. That was my bad. I wonder how we can possibly communicate better the depth of the block that's like currently falling. I also don't know what the hole does. Let me see. Okay, so it just doesn't do. Okay, so only the top slot is a hold. Also, wow, I wonder how high I can go. Okay, there is a limit. I just didn't make it to it. So the pause being the same size as the rest of the menu items here kind of implies that is also a menu item that you should be able to select. So it makes it look a little jarring initially. Okay, what does this level do? I still don't know what that does. I'm gonna go back to the other one to see if it was on the face, like I was thinking. Or if I was misremembering that. Okay, it is on the face, yeah. Yeah, but even here, if I go up, I can't quickly go down, right? Oh, now they're automatic. Okay, so medium mode is harder. I think they might be swapped. This hard mode, they didn't follow themselves. That's like for a game like this, where right now it's like hard to control and hard to see. Like open spaces. Having a timer like that is chaos ensuing. Mode so I can... Yeah, even if you just press S twice. Oh, now they're falling again. Oh, it was the level. That's what it is. Because now I messed with the level. So I guess level is also... Oh, pieces. Okay, so this isn't difficulty. This is just the pieces. And then this is the difficulty itself. Okay. I wonder if for the level, have it say like easy, medium, hard, because that's people associate that with difficulty. And for the pieces, I don't know how different they are. If it's based on size, maybe use size words or even the number of like the maximum like grid that it goes out to. I think just changing the terminology on that would probably help. So I'm gonna bring that back to 1 though, because yeah. Yeah, if I just do this and hit S twice, it still just goes down that way. So I do wonder if having the even pieces would work better. Not sure on that. I'm not even sure if that's mathematically a thing. Maybe they have to be on-sighted. There's a lot that needs to be communicated because of how complex this game is. And it's definitely a slog to try to communicate that to the player. But there's a couple things that can definitely still be done. Like that hold menu on the left, I don't know what the top of that is for at all. And when I'm playing, I was so lost in like thought, I didn't even notice the piece sliding out. That was invisible. I did not even see that. So I was too busy focusing on looking at the pieces growing to make sure that they fell where I thought they would fall, because I wasn't sure if they would. And yeah, that top one, I have no idea. Okay, so I see that dashed line opening up. I see that now. Maybe that top one completely separated from the list of next pieces. I'm assuming the hold, there must be a key that I don't know that lets you hold a piece. I'm assuming that's what that's for. I must have missed it. X? Wait, X is a button? Okay, yeah. Okay, so X is a button. I wonder if that's a way you can go backwards. So S does that, X does. Okay, so that's a little strange because it goes from pressing Q and E to having like they're horizontally aligned to having to press S and X, which are vertically aligned. That's pretty strange. To like right now we're using a side to side. So S goes down and rotates that way. X rotates that way. Gotcha. So I'm wondering if the Z and C here should be mapped to something else. So that way S and X can take it to S. Because then you have the left and right, and you have the up and diagonals. And so I'm pressing Q, and to go back to where I was, I hit X. But if I hit E, I have to hit S to go back. Right, that's a little disconnecting. So what you could do is have it be Q to go up, and then go back down to like the C. Or it would be the other way. It could be flipped, and that might be mistaken. But C and C would be better for us. I feel like if that were changed, I would be able to actually maneuver this around like fairly easily. And then maybe the mouse, you could potentially have left and right clicking to take care of the rotation. Because right now the mouse isn't used like at all. Or even you can choose like the arrow keys optionally too. Use the arrow key left and right to control just like this. Or not that, to control the actual rotation. I feel like just those changes alone would make it so much easier for me to control this as a new player, someone that's not used to having S and X. That would be a lot easier. And also M further down. I wonder if maybe if you have spacebar, maybe like enter. Though that one doesn't matter as much. I just feel like enter is easier to remember, and it's not being used for anything else. This is the kind of game where you don't have to have your keys, like, your fingers on the keys and, like, the typing pose all the time. This is a game where you kind of can just, you have your right hand free, so, and it only has to deal with, so if you change it to mouse, it would be in control of that. So maybe then the middle click should be the instant snap down. That way, they can just instant instead of using the left hand to orient them down. Because I know there's a timer, so it's important to have each hand to use. They can orient from the mouse, and then they can slow it down on the left hand or snap it with their right hand. That's something that, that way, I feel like in that way I wouldn't have to look down and then release it too much. Also, I'm not sure, this might be placeholder music, I'm not sure if this specific song here fits the game. It makes it a little hard to think when there's like NASCAR race music. That's subjective, of course. For a puzzle game, I guess I would expect some like puzzle music. Maybe it's kind of spacey and tricky, so maybe something like that. So control-wise, I feel like that would help the controls a lot. I feel like almost all of like the complaints I have with music is actually controlling the everything. And then there's the depth, as mentioned before. I still think it would be a good idea to have a color channel transition from deep to not deep. Also, I'm noticing there's top layer up there is like bright blue. Ones under it are dark blue. But on the ones to the left, it's the opposite. It's dark blue at the top and light blue on the layers under that. That is visually confusing. I wish I could show my mouse on the screen. Show that a little better. Oh, okay. Yeah, so bright up here, dark blue here, dark blue here, bright here. There's a disconnect with that, for sure. And it's not, it doesn't look like it's selection based. It's just like how it looks. So that also makes it a lot harder to like, oh, I think I know what might, okay, so is it alternating? So it would be blue, light blue, blue, light blue. Okay, I think that's what is supposed to be happening there. But when you have a situation where there's a gap, it makes it a lot harder to, if I can rotate it right, to take note of that. Especially quickly, if there's a timer. That makes it a lot more difficult. You also just have the bottom side of this polygon here be the color of like what it would represent. So like, if you keep alternating colors, they definitely have the bottom side of that also that blue. So that way from angles like this, actually visually looks that a lot easier. But I do still think it would be a good idea to have it be like a warm. And if you do that, I'm not sure that you would even need the alternates. The color changing would be very subtle. There's only so many layers in this frame. What is the next layer? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, there's more layers than I thought. But yeah, you could alternate the one colors. Right. I still think having some kind of color shift like that a lot easier than just trying to get the scale up. So I think that would be a lot easier. With all the changes, potential changes that I've been mentioning, I think that would make it easier to both control what you're doing, to like actually do what you want to do on the screen, and also to, at a glance, survey what's going on and actually like know what the game space is supposed to be doing. Because it's kind of hard to get that at a glance, especially if you're playing a mode that has a timer. And then yeah, it's just like a few small UI things that can help with the actual user experience involving the UI. Just a couple of those UX changes that I mentioned throughout this would also help. Here, another one I haven't mentioned, I'm not a fan of, like, before you hover over it, it has that white border around it that makes it hard to read the start tutorial and back. That makes it kind of hard to read until you, like, hover over it. A lot of the, like, programming-wise, a lot of this is very, very impressive for sure. I think technically it's really interesting. There's a lot of these like changes that would take it up a notch for the casual player as well. Because falling blocks puzzle games, unless I'm mistaken, is a more casual market. And it always has been, like, historically. So it seems like what you're trying to do here is mix in that genre with something that's more big brainy puzzle like audience. And it's a single player game, which is good for that niche too, because that wouldn't be a very fun multiplayer experience. So it has a niche, but I also think that niche typically do not like play games a whole lot. So I think making the experience as easy for people who aren't used to gaming as possible would definitely be the right move. And I think the controls, I would prioritize, like if I were you, the controls before any of like the depth stuff, because eventually I was able to get a hang of it. It was hard to tell, like I could easily see players missing also that the pieces that are falling have like stripes, and those stripes indicate layers. That's something that it would be easy to miss. You should also mention that in the tutorial, because I don't think that was mentioned in the actual tutorial itself. That seems like some players will need that spelled out for them. Credits, sure. Unity. Yeah. I'm yawning. I'm tired. But yeah, those are a lot of as a designer, those are the things that I see that I would do first, is controls, user experience, and then lastly the depth issues. Because ultimately you want the player to feel good about what they're doing, so those two should come first. I think I still had a good time playing this. I liked having to piece together, like, what, like I was piecing together how the game works more than the game itself. That's how I felt. But that's also because I came into the perspective of like a designer too. And this is more of a game someone would play just to like enjoy themselves, pass their time. There's high scores, they could try to get that, but there's not a whole lot of intrinsic value or motivation to like do it besides enjoying doing it. And I think the niche audience that would like actually play this, that's probably what they would want to do, is just play it and enjoy it. I feel like, obviously I wouldn't suggest this because you already did all this work, but like if this were released on like the mobile market, I feel like that might have been a little easier. It might have had to been simplified quite a bit though, so that they could just like touch to control it. But I feel like the concept of the game itself would do pretty well on mobile market. But yeah, that's I'm probably gonna wrap it up here soon. Those were my genuine thoughts as I played this. It was more thoughts than feelings this time, because this is more of a thought provoking game. There's less feelings involved. it would seem. But yeah, hopefully you got some good takeaways from just like watching me go through this, step through it, and try to piece together. And then maybe you'll consider some of the considerations that I was mentioning towards this end here, where I've sort of just been like discussing it more. Hopefully you'll consider some of those and see if any of those solutions are what you're actually aiming for. But yeah, thanks for giving me the opportunity to play this. Yeah, thanks.